Can you go through your entire life from start to finish, never find your passion, and still say that you've lived a happy life? Come on, let's take a walk through the cemetery and find out together, shall we? In 2017, I yanked the shackles off of my 4-year high school sentence and walked out that rusted steel front gate for the last time. The weight of college applications, SATs, and Regents exams became featherless and flapped its wings out of my life forever. But then, something happened. The freeing weight of responsibility that flew from my shoulders crumpled together and came crashing down on my consciousness as I realized, what the hell do I do now? Sat in a stiff fabric chair and freezing metal armrests in a room that smelled like pencil sharpeners and dark roast Starbucks coffee. Anytime that my guidance counselor asked me the dreaded, what do you want to do when you grow up? You want to know what my knee-jerk reaction was? I said I wanted to be an FBI special agent. Cool answer, right? But what if I said before that I wanted to be a computer engineer? Or before that, an NFL player? Or before that, an actor? Or before that, a firefighter? Or before that, you get my point. I feel like there's this unwarranted expectation of 16, 17, and 18-year-olds to decide literally right now what they want to do for the next 40 years. At that age, you weren't even trusted to buy a drink by yourself. Yet they want you to decide what the rest of your future is going to look like. Anyways, fast forward to my first year of college. Ultimately, I decided that the FBI special agent path was the right path for me, and I went to a criminal justice-based school in Manhattan to pursue that fully. But here's the problem. Nothing's changed. Yet again, I find myself in another counselor's office in college with the smell of highlighter ink and pencil sharpeners dancing within my nostrils, as I gaze upon my onlooker with the hope of desperation that she can give me the answer that I was finally looking for. I poured my heart out as a college student with the same questions, confusion, and doubt that I had as a high school student. And do you want to know what that fair-skinned, jet black-haired, freckled counselor had the boldness to tell me? Well, what do you like to do? What's your passion?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Huh? Even back then, that never made sense to me. Not because of the question, but because of the context behind the question that was asked. Like, what does she expect me to do? Make a list of the things I just happen to like to do, cross them out, pick the one I happen to like the most via process of elimination? Hold up, I know what you're probably thinking. It sounds like I'm just being arrogant, I'm making fun of my guidance counselor, and I just simply don't understand her question. And obviously I don't want to make it sound like that, but here's an example of what I really mean. Just because I like to ride my bike does not mean I want to ride the Tour de France. I like to work out and exercise, but that doesn't mean I want to be a personal trainer. And just because I like to act as a hobby doesn't mean I want to fly out to Hollywood just to pursue it. Now, just to be clear, obviously I knew what she meant. Everything she said was well-intentioned, and in theory, yes, it should be easier to commit to something every day if you already like it. In practice, however, I found that that's a completely different story. And here's why. And one of the things missing from my story was the actual reason as to why I thought becoming an FBI agent was the right path. If you're anything like me, you grew up watching movies like Men in Black, Big Mama's House, or literally any of the countless Netflix documentaries out today. And that was my reason. I saw movies like that growing up. It looked interesting, and it painted a picture in my head as to the idea of traveling the world, being undercover, and fighting bad guys. But here's the first problem I found when pursuing a career for enjoyment alone. It comes at the exclusion of everything else. You could hear a pin drop in the 200-person lecture hall after a group of FBI agents came in my college to describe what the lifestyle of an agent actually looked like. And unfortunately, crime doesn't occur on a set schedule. So imagine being fast asleep in your nice warm bed underneath 2 linen bed sheets, comfortable, only to get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning because some jackass wanted to fake a bomb threat. Needless to say, a 24/7 on-call job where you're going to be away from your family majority of the time, and they can call you for whatever reason at any point in time was not the life that I wanted. And to be honest, it didn't really matter how much I probably would have liked it or how interested I was in it. If the life I lived outside of what I did for work was terrible, then it was all for nothing, passion or not. And that right there is one of my biggest issues with the passion mantra that's being sold to us today. Yes, the ideal situation is pursuing a career that you love, that you can see yourself doing every single day. However, the problem is that a lot of the times the things that people actually enjoy doing and that they wouldn't mind doing every single day doesn't actually provide them the lifestyle that they want. Yes, you want to be an actor. Yes, you want to, pursue your dreams. But if you're not in a position right now where you're able to financially take care of yourself just by doing that, it's not really great advice to tell someone to pursue their passions and do that as a job if they're just going to starve within a year. How many times are you going to hear, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? Until we realize that that cannot be applied to every single person. But if this was an end-all be-all for everyone, why is it that nearly 70% of people plan to leave their jobs in 2023 despite the fears of a recession? The average American employee changes careers between 3 to 7 times in their entire lifetime. And a 2020 UK study of creative jobs revealed that 47% of people were unpaid in the pursuit of their dream job passion. So, in the midst of all these questions about careers, about passion, about what I want to do in the future, it wasn't until I was fortunate enough to have met someone who I consider a mentor in my life today, who gave me the best perspective I've had around this topic. And I had a conversation with him. He goes, Tyreek, the reason why you're frustrated isn't because you're incapable of finding your passion. It's because you're asking the wrong question to begin with. He goes, instead of trying to find out what do you want to do for the rest of your life, instead ask yourself, how do you want to live? I believe that's a better question. He goes, what's more important to you? Finding a career where you can do something you like every day, or building a life that you can look back on and say that you're proud of? The answer to that determines the difference between continuing to live in a cycle of frustration or finally being free of your need to find a passion. And this is what he described. Passion is energy. Nothing more, nothing less. And energy is always fleeting. Here's an example that he said. He goes, Tyreek, you can love steak, crave steak, and adore steak, but if you eat steak every day, it won't take long until it starts tasting like soap. And what does that mean? Just because you're genuinely passionate and excited about something today doesn't mean you'll keep that same level of enthusiasm if you're obligated to do it every day. I don't believe there'll ever come a point you'll like to do anything every day if you're forced to do it. In addition, he goes, don't follow what you like, follow your effort. Is it more accurate to say that you start something, like it, and then you become good at it? Or do you start something, you start getting great at it, and then that's when you become to like it? Passion or not, I believe work is still work. The one benefit of doing something that energizes you is that you're far more likely to go through way more suck and frustration than with something you couldn't care less about. And finally, what he explains was, he goes, Tyreek, instead of trying to force your passion into a box where you need to be compensated from it, how about you pursue something that gives you a life that you want, and then you could pursue your passions outside of that anytime that you want. And there are many examples of this. For instance, there's a lot of people that just get standard 9-to-5s that they aren't passionate about, but from 5 to 10, they pursue whatever they are passionate about. And they do that for years until their passion can eventually earn enough where it can replace their full-time job. In conclusion, everything comes down to what you value most in life. Maybe you do value having a fulfilling career more than having a great family life or giving back to the world. Maybe pursuing a career is your way of giving back, and that is what gives you fulfillment. This isn't a criticism of people who do pursue their passions, just to be clear. It's actually a blessing to be able to pursue what you love every single day for an income and not have it be changed because of money. But unfortunately, that's not the case for everyone. This was for people who were like how I was, falling in the trap of believing that their future is over if they can't decide quick enough what they love to do for a profession, or if what they love can be turned into a profession to begin with. And what I found by following my effort is that even if I didn't like it at first, as I got great at it, that's when I became to like it more. And then when I pursue something that can provide me a lifestyle, whether it be a more steady job, a business or a different opportunity to create more time and flexibility for myself. That's when I was able to pursue my passions to the utmost capabilities after I created the life that I wanted. All in all, it's not a race. It doesn't matter if it's right out of college or 20 years later, you'll find out what energizes you the most. So earlier, I proposed a question. Can you go through your entire life from start to finish, never find your passion, and still say that you've lived a happy life? Worst case scenario, if you've never pursued a passion for a job, at least then you can focus on building a life that you can be proud of outside of it. So the answer to the question is yes. Passion, like energy, is fleeting. True fulfillment comes from a life you're proud of, not from a specific activity or career that lends you joy in that moment. Hey guys, that'll pretty much do it for today's video. Please, if you found any value in what I shared today or any of the places I've been to or anything in regards to that, please let me know in the comments. The goal really here is to add value to as many people as I possibly can, whether it's something that I'm personally struggling with that I can share to this platform, whether it's entertainment in regards to the places I'm traveling to in New York City. Maybe you have a dream yourself of traveling here and you can live vicariously temporarily through the videos I shoot. Just going to obscure places that not a lot of people would typically go to. Or just in general, you just want to chill and, I don't know, watch my video for whatever reason. The goal really here is to get better every single week for every single video that I make. So there's just any type of constructive criticism, anything you just want to share, or you just want to have a discussion on the topic, please let me know in the comments below. In similar fashion to what I said today, I do find content creation or any type of art creation kind of like this does give me energy to go keep moving forward regardless of what happens or whatever type of frustration I'm having that day. I do want to keep doing and keep going, so please let me know in the comments. Please leave a like if you did like this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe. I love you.